When inmates participate in making furniture or bedding or crafts, the Department of Corrections told us they usually receive a stipend of $50 to $150 Jamaican dollars per day, or just over $1 on the high end. But proceeds from the actual sale of those items goes to the rehabilitation unit to clear expenses for buying materials, or is split if they work under another rehabilitation program run by Carla Golota.
The deal is you produce X, I give you a commission on what you produce, which is yours, because you have done the work and you have put some time, energies and creativity.
When inmates produce songs, the Department of Corrections did not give us a clear policy of where money or royalties go. But at just over $1 a day on the high end, signing up to use the prison's recording studio, even if he wanted to or could, would hardly be attractive to Vybz Kartel, as he could bypass the system and keep more of the money by not using it.
As far as I know, everything goes to Tanisha. My instructions is always to do business with her. She manages all his business.
And unless officials can prove Kartel is recording illegally, the then minister told us there was no law in Jamaica against profiting while behind bars.
I have looked on it. I haven't seen anything that prohibits you from gaining profit while you are in or outside of the institution. But there are rules and regulations that, of course, would stymie you and constrict you from carrying out certain activities.
Indeed, the then Senior Minister of National Security told Parliament in April 2017 there had been a crackdown in the prisons.
It is the work of the correctional officers that have stopped the illegal recording of songs.
Kartel isn't the only person whose songs have been released while behind bars. In 2005, fellow artist Jack Cure made this chart-topping single, True Reflection, while serving time for rape, although his rep would not tell us if he made money while incarcerated.
We are in these prison walls, doing my bases.
Also in the 70s, the dub poet Orlando Wong, now named Oko Unura,
today I say what I said yesterday.
Was allowed out of prison, he says as many as 6 times, to perform for the public and then go back in.
During the time I was allowed out, I was not paid. But then when my first book of poems was, I got a publishing deal with Sangsters, I got an advance. And I was still serving time at the time. I didn't have to share it. My mother collected the advance, and she banked it until, I came out.
How come you didn't have to share it with the prison authorities?
I can't answer that question. You remember said at the time there was no rehabilitation program, but I strongly believe that a percentage should be taken from proceeds gained from performance or recording, and that proceeds should be used in rehabilitation program, should be used for restitution for family of the victim.
Others who support Kartel's ability to record from the official prison studio also say all proceeds shouldn't go to him alone.
He made a mistake and he should be somehow rewarding the family of the offended. This is restorative justice, right?
Does he get a cut out of your songs that you create from his old tracks?
Yeah, he gets his publishing. He gets his straight publishing for he writes his songs.
Publishing means if it plays on the radio.
Movie soundtrack, anything. Also, what happened is it's helped the artist to get shows. But through Kartel is incarcerated, he cannot get no show and stuff. He just rely back on his publishing.
How much do you think Vybz Kartel is making from a fever right now?
I don't know, maybe 10, 15,000.
US?
Yeah, 20,000 US every 4 months or every so, I don't know.
Is Vybz Kartel a millionaire in US terms?
I don't manage his money. I don't know.
Well, what you see coming in from your part of the business?
He does very well. He does very well. Does very well.
But despite doing well, Kartel did not have to pay restitution to the family of Clive Lizard Williams when he was found guilty. Though the judge asked about it after the trial, local defense attorney Peter Champagne says the laws in Jamaica don't allow for it in serious cases like murder.
Restitution connotes restoring someone who has suffered financial loss. You can't restore someone's life, but you can perhaps do the next best thing, and that is to offer the relatives of the victims or the immediate relative of the victim some form of financial compensation.
The then minister said he was trying to revamp the system so victims will have some measure of compensation rather than having now to take their case for recompense through the civil court.
We have a correctional advisory committee that has been set up to treat with many different areas of importance to us. So one of them being the issue of clarifying and putting together a proper procedure and practice when it comes on to the generation of revenue for the DCS itself and the disbursement of profit or any revenue gained to the inmate or to the victim.
We asked Kartel's other attorney, Christian Tavares Vinson, whether his clients ever gave or would ever give compensation to the victim's family. But we were told no, because Kartel maintains his innocence and as such would not be paying over any monies to his family. We could not reach the family of Williams for comment. Kartel also did not respond to a note we sent through the prison authorities, who assured us it was hand-delivered to his cell. His business partner says, though, that Kartel, he does give back.
Specifically the clothing line, he has instructed me that though it's for profit, is for charity. So far, he has brought robotics, so free robotics class to Portmore. He wants children in Portmore to learn to build robots, something that he didn't think they would be able to afford. And he is committed to donating computers to every high school in Portmore. And we've started that process.
We confirmed with one high school, Greater Portmore, that it had received one computer and a robotics course donated by Whirlwind Entertainment, the company behind Vibes Kartel's clothing line. Others claimed they would need approval from their school board or Ministry of Education. The permanent secretary in the ministry, Dean Roy Bernard, told us in 2018 he has received no such request, but if he did, he would advise the schools to reject the offer based on ministry guidelines to only accept gifts from reputable persons. In his book, written in 2011 before his arrest, Kartel says family comes first, and his daily priorities include checking on his various investments and business units. Though now behind bars, faced with a new set of rules, Kartel continues to count his money as the public celebrates him. Both in the streets and online, it's clear, based on the experiences of other appellants and some remandees, Kartel is not your typical inmate. So this is where we bring 18 Degrees North to a close for this week. Join us online, look us up on Twitter or on Facebook. We're there to keep all of us connected to the Caribbean. From all of us here at 18 Degrees North and the production team, I'm Zara Burton, and I'll see you next time.
18 Degrees North is a production of Global Reporters for the Caribbean.